Portions of this show are recorded. Strap in and be prepared.
I love growing the game. I can guarantee you, any other West Coast team that's watching this, I'm sure USC is gnashing their teeth right now saying, how come we couldn't have thought of this first?
Interesting guests.
It's Kelly Graves, Mike Parker, Coach Mark Waskowski, Melissa Lombardi, Max Torres, El Toro joining us.
Sharp opinions.
I think if you're a supporter of the NBA, that you should at least have some level of interest in the WNBA, because the things that interest you as a NBA fan should still interest you as a WNBA fan. That's just my opinion.
And some smiles.
Can you guess what position I played in football?
Left out?
No, I did not. Yeah, exactly. I did think about that for a second. But yes, actually, I did not play. I was not big enough.
Goose tried to kill me today on the golf course.
Advance warning was given. It just apparently was not heard.
Okay. I will dispute that in a court of law.
It's Danny Havel.
If you're driving and you're trying to do this in your head, pull off the side of the road. I don't need any accidents.
Justin Grossweiner.
I love to hear a coach go, we're going to focus on that bad 4-game stretch the rest of the season. We will never do that again.
That might be a good point.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you could do that. Maybe that's another strategy.
Danny and Justin starts now on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport.
Hello, neighbors. Welcome. High top the Delta Tri, the Crystal Palace. The fastest 60 minutes in sports launches for a Friday. Thanks for lending us your ears for the next hour. A jam-packed hour with no guests. Well, is he technically a guest? Because he's not here every day? Nah, he's not a guest. He's a co-host. It's Doc. It's Baby J. It's Goose. Welcome to the Danny and Justin radio program. Big bets in the last segment. We've got a lot to talk about because there are some changes. You were expecting us to talk about Oregon baseball and getting ready for their matchup against Washington, but that's not going to happen, apparently. There is weather in the Midwest. Shocking in Omaha, Nebraska. Some upsets in college softball as well. Who are the Blazers going to hire as their head coach? There have been some names floating around. It's like, really? That guy? We'll talk about that as well. But first, I am Doc. Right over there is Goose. Steve Mims. What up, boy?
Well, it's been a big week for me. I appeared on the Open. I'm very honored to be on the Open now, and now I'm not even a guest. I'm a co-host, so this has been a big week. Thank you.
And, of course, you know him, you love him. He's our JAG Corps, Justin Alexander Grossweiner, my tag team partner, Baby J. What up, boy?
Yeah, I was just going to add that I think that you are not a guest. You are part of the Open, which makes him part of the show.
Right.
Part of the
Always has been from day one.
What's the part from Davy Jones' locker? Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yeah, part of the ship, part of the crew. Yeah. Of course, you're not a... I hope you're not going to get embedded into the ship.
I don't know. It sounds like a pay raise is coming, so this is exciting.
Jesus Christ. So, have you watched all the Pirates of the Caribbean?
I have not.
Movies?
I've ridden the ride.
Okay, so I'm looking over at Goose right now and thinking, he has not watched all the movies.
I haven't watched one of them, but I've ridden the ride like 5 times.
You haven't watched any of them?
Really? You haven't found your way into the living room when that was on or something?
Dude, I'm just sorry. That's like that. Literally, it's like that situation where it's like, I don't want to think. I just want to be entertained. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies are just like that. It's just, you can get invested in the story, but it's not, you don't have to like figure out the entire arc of the story. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to think too much. It's not a cerebral watch.
That sounds good.
So, which is why you need to watch it. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, my wife's out of town. I got a whole whole weekend to watch movies all by myself, I guess. Kim's in Arizona on a girls' trip, so I'm going to be home with Caden, and we can watch all the movies in the world that we want.
So you want to go play 9 early tomorrow morning at Laurelwood?
Well, I got to take her to the golf course. No, hang on, I can't, because I got to take her to the airport at like 6. So as long as you're not teeing off at like 6:30, I probably can. What time are we playing?
So we need to head up to Malala tomorrow, but we could like make an 8 o'clock tee time at Laurelwood, get 9 in, like an hour and a half, dude. You'd be done by 10.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. See, we're making plans right here on the air.
There you go.
I want to get 9 in. I got a couple of big golf tournaments coming up. So,
I'd get 9 in, yeah. Like I say, I got to be up. I got to take her to the airport at 6, so I'm going to be awake, and I'm not going to go home and take a nap. So
not going to be up at 6.
And I'm excited. I'm going to the M's game tomorrow night with some friends of ours who you know, and I found out it's a 5 o'clock first pitch. I'm really excited for that because.
So you say friends of ours that we know, and then you don't tell me who they are. You don't want to say on the air?
I told you it's the shoe cards.
Oh, okay.
I told you that last night. We had this conversation. I thought you'd remember things.
No,
but
I don't
anyway,
remember things.
Wait, did you have a few after we left then?
No, I went home. I went home. Fox Sports Eugene, Fox Sports Newport, the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 343-5673. Remember that because we got big bets in the last segment. So, Oregon baseball is delayed now. The game against Washington in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten baseball tournament, they've got weather going on. They might squeeze the first 2 games in for the higher seeds, top part of the bracket, before the evening concludes. This might not be great for Oregon or for USC because the bottom part of that bracket,
Washington.
No. Oregon, Washington in one game, USC in the other game, they both would have to play tomorrow morning and potentially play a doubleheader tomorrow, is what I'm saying.
Is USC getting pushed back too? I hadn't seen that.
Well, the USC was going to be the last game.
No,
tonight.
Oregon was going to be the last game. Oregon was the 7 o'clock game. USC was the one before that.
I think it's UCLA.
But I don't think any of the games
Purdue.
have even. I don't think any of the games even started yet. So they might all get pushed back
they
at
might
this
all.
point.
Which is not great.
Which is the fault of being in an
Omaha.
18-team conference and being in Omaha. But if you're, I was at out with a friend's 50th birthday party the other night, and like the Washington-Michigan game came on, and it came on at like 7:25. I'm like, 9:25 in Omaha. Who in the world is? And there was nobody in the stands. So when I saw Oregon was playing tonight at 7, I was like, that's 9 o'clock local time. But it was the 4th game of the day. One of those games is going to go extra innings and go longer. You're going to get pushed back.
Right.
It's like. I was telling somebody today, I said, I hope to be home by 8 o'clock tonight so that I can watch the first pitch of the Oregon game because there's no way that thing's starting at 7. So,
and it did not. And
it will not. And it will not. But what kind of a schedule do you set up with a 9 o'clock first pitch that's the 4th game so you know it's going to be late anyway? That's part of joining the Big Ten and you give in to the money. But to be in a tournament where you're Oregon and you really need to win that first game, I think they have to win the first game to host. The second game, they would face somebody really good. I think they could lose that. But if they lose to Washington and they're right on that bubble of 16, and then all of a sudden you're playing that game potentially at 10 o'clock at night or at 10 o'clock in the morning, that's a Big Ten problem.
All right, so I just want to get you caught up. USC defeated Michigan State 7-0. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The next game was supposed to be UCLA against number 5 seed Purdue, which was scheduled for 2 p.m. in the Midwest. That didn't happen. And then Nebraska against Michigan, number 2 versus number 7. And then, you're right, Oregon against Washington was supposed to be the last game at 7 p.m. our time, 10 p.m. in Nebraska. Actually,
9 o'clock Nebraska.
9 o'clock
10 o'clock
Nebraska.
Eastern.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they stuck them to the last game, but I don't think they're getting the rest of those 3 games in. They might get the UCLA Purdue game in. But then Nebraska and Oregon are, if they win, they're kind of at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, you may have first pitch tomorrow at like 9 o'clock local time and then have to come back and play a second game at, again, 8 o'clock local time.
That messes up your
but it
rotation.
But not Oregon. I mean, Washington's already played a couple games, so they've already had to throw. At least Oregon comes in with their number 1 and number 2 they can throw. It's actually be a worse deal for Washington because they've already had to play during the week.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Oregon actually might be a little bit of an advantage just because they're fresh.
Yeah.
So what they're saying right now, the original schedule had USC playing the winner of Game 12, which would have been the UCLA Purdue game. That was scheduled for 3 p.m. local time, which would be 1 o'clock West Coast time, right? They're in Central. And then the Oregon winner, Oregon-Washington winner, Nebraska-Michigan winner would have played at 7 p.m. Central time, 5 our time.
Now there's probably going to be games starting at 9 a.m. our local time tomorrow. Probably 7 a.m. our time. I bet you Oregon might be playing at 7 a.m. our time. If we're going to go play golf at 8, maybe we'll finish just in time to watch the Oregon baseball game.
Well,
there's a cutoff though. I mean, you're not going to start a game at 11 o'clock local time Are you?
Could
might.
you? Yeah, you would.
Would that be up, would that be up to the coaches?
No, I think it'd be up to the Big Ten network. I think that would be up to the Big Ten and the network.
So here's what I'm
Again,
thinking
you
about.
sign up for the big checks from the Big Ten. You have some responsibilities, and that's one of them. Is they get to determine what you do and when you do it.
I'm just thinking about this a little more holistically.
Okay,
What were you
go
gonna say,
ahead.
Danny?
No, I'm texting Waz right now. I'm serious. I'm texting.
I'm just thinking about how this game against Washington for Oregon should be this really exciting, like, there should be a bunch of fans there. This is a postseason game against these two clubs. And instead of having a really exciting game at a time where people that are actually going to care about the game can watch, like, it's just going to be like nobody's going to be there.
Nope.
You're going to catch up on the game
tonight,
after it's over.
I don't think fans would have been there tonight. Nebraska plays the game before. Those Nebraska fans would have gone for their game and then left. But that's what it was when I tuned in. Again, it was Washington versus Michigan in Omaha on, I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And the first pitch, our time was 7:25, so it was 9:25 local. There were probably 50 people in the stands. And this is at the College World Series, the greatest high school college baseball stadium in the country, and nobody is there for that. And nobody would have been there for the Oregon-Washington game tonight. Maybe some parents.
I think this is another example of the Big Ten not really changing anything in terms of adhering to the teams that are coming in from the West. They're just putting everything out in the East Coast, and instead of putting it in a place where maybe it's a little bit less convenient for those teams on the East, but maybe a little bit warmer weather where there are not going to be any delays. I saw some people mention Vegas, which is obviously much closer for the teams out West, but I don't know. Why don't they do more like local site sort of stuff instead of having these teams all go to one site and then if they advance, then they go to Omaha? Like, why wouldn't that work?
Wash just texted me back right away.
Wow.
Sunny and 70 RN. What does that mean?
Right now.
Right now. Bad deal. So apparently they had. So here's
Really?
So here's the thing. So here's the thing about the Midwest. If you have a lightning strike within a certain area of the stadium, they got to clear everything because of all the stands and everything. They do not want that liability. So I mean, he said bad deal.
So what you're telling me right now is that it's a scare, but they actually didn't have any weather.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. So I don't know how they get the I don't know how they get
Can
the
they
rest
do
of the
a
games
mulligan
in today.
Yeah, I don't.
Oopsies, we didn't mean to cancel.
Do you remember the Pac-12 tournament? I think it was 2 years ago. Oregon State won like a 16-inning game.
Yeah.
And it went till like 1:45 in the morning,
I
something
remember
like that.
Yeah.
And then they had to come back and play at like 10 a.m. the next day type thing. So these conferences don't care about your rest time. They just got to get these games on TV. So they're going to start it.
But
do you guys remember Texas and Oregon softball? It was I think it was 2021 maybe, where they started the game at like 11 p.m. They changed a rule.
Yeah.
It was in the Super Regional against Texas to make it happen. So
it's all for TV. It doesn't
100%.
matter if your pitching's healthy or not. They just want TV time.
So what I would be interested in, and I'm not gonna bother Waz too much on all those things, but
Get him on the show. He's not doing anything for the next 20 minutes.
No, not going to do that with him right now. He's got to hunker down with his team. Though you had a starter that you thought, are you still going to go with that guy? Do you still? So what does that do to how you approach this? Because it's one and done now. You know, there's no double elimination in this. And how important is this game for Oregon? Because I think it is the game you have to win. You've got to get yourself into this. And then I feel if they win this game, they lock in a regional. I don't care what seed you are. I know Waz wants, the highest seed possible, obviously.
I don't know. Is it fair to say I don't mind them at 16? If they have UCLA at 1 and Oregon at 16, I don't know. There's at least a little bit of familiarity there. We saw that Oregon beat them in a game. They probably should have beat them twice.
Dude, that would be.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say.
You're right. You'd probably rather go there than Tennessee or Georgia Tech or something like that. It'd be a shorter trip.
I don't mind that.
It's a little
I
chippy.
don't mind it either.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that would be a good thing for Oregon.
But now, keep in mind, though, also that I think if Oregon hosts, I think Oregon State's in that regional.
Right.
So that's the other. I mean, look, Oregon last year lost to
100%.
Cal Davis and somebody else. They lost to two bad teams in their host regional. You got Oregon State in there. That's a lot better team. So I'm not looking for. But yes, if you're looking at the 16 to get, I would much rather face the team than go into some 10,000, screaming SEC fan type place.
I would rather if we could find somebody who's a weatherman in Omaha and get him on the program and determine how much more these stories. So there's another thing that you have to look at, and if you want to pull it up, Justin, you probably could, like the radar. is that they have weather guys, and I'm just going to say the weather guys on the West Coast are, they kind of phone it in a little bit. The weather guys in the Midwest, and I lived in the Midwest and the High Plains, man, they are on it. They know the weather patterns, and it could be a situation where they're telling the facility folks, and I'm just guessing right now, is that there's another front that's coming through. Don't start something because it might get stopped again, and you go an inning in, and all of a sudden we got to pull everybody off the field. Justin's looking at this right now.
According to this website that I'm looking at now, rain is supposed to start in 34 minutes.
So that could be the reason.
That would be the problem, especially in baseball.
Thunderstorms coming in.
Because if your pitcher throws 2 innings and then has to wait 2 hours, he's not coming back in. So that would mess with you more than if you had to wait an extra day and at least you know your guy can go. I think I lost my sound.
No, here we go. Is that better?
Yep. So that's what I think is that they probably, and Waz should like that because you don't want to throw your ace and then suddenly.
But he's still got to wait for another 2 games.
Yeah.
Right. In a way, though, couldn't it be helpful for Washington, too, who just played a couple games?
Oh,
like they get a little extra day off?
That's
the more
maybe now they
it,
have a pitcher that's available that wouldn't have been available tonight.
The more I think about it, the less. Actually, I think it might actually help Washington a little bit more because Oregon, it's kind of the same thing. You're just playing an extra that first game at least. The second game, maybe you could make the argument that it really doesn't help Oregon because they don't get that rest.
We're going to keep our eye on that. The other thing we're keeping our eye on right now is number 1 Oklahoma in women's softball just lost to Mississippi State 11-9 in the first game of that super regional. So now Oklahoma, albeit at home, they now have to win 2 games. And Mississippi State, who won the Eugene Regional, you can say what you want, bad luck, whatever it was.
They're writing the karma of their coach coming on the Danny and Justin show last week. That's what I believe. I believe they have not lost since she came on the Danny and Justin show.
So Sam Ricketts, if you want to give us a little shade, if she makes, listen, Justin, I think we could probably make a play that if Mississippi State makes the Women's College World Series, let's get her back on the program.
Absolutely.
All right. We could try.
Why wouldn't she? You guys, she has not lost since she's come on the show. I'm telling
we
you.
gave her the good juju.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So
I mean, it definitely makes me feel a lot of things because on one hand,
you have a lot of feels on this.
It definitely you think about Mississippi State being a really good team. Clearly, like this is clearly a team that
they're 42-16.
There's no shame to losing it to a team like this. It also makes me think like Oregon. Maybe Oregon had a shot if they could have made it that far.
But listen, I mean, we can talk about the whole Lindsey Grind thing, but Lindsey Grind wasn't at the plate. Mississippi State shut out. I mean, they no-hit Oregon in a game
I still think there's something to be said about. I know they got no hit, but having your best player in there who brings that type of energy, not just in the dugout, but on the field. Sets
so you're
the
saying
tone.
that could have translated
I think it
to
translates.
the plate?
I know there's no actual statistical basis behind that, but I just really, truly believe that those things matter. I don't know. Maybe that's
come
just
on,
me as a
Goose,
sports
weigh
fan.
in.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what we just talked about. You'd rather face UCLA, even though they're number 1, because maybe Mississippi State, and that's a SEC rival.
Right.
They've played Oklahoma. Maybe it's not as intimidating for them. Whereas if Oregon went to a sold-out Oklahoma, even though Missy had been the coach there, but for the players, maybe Oklahoma would have been a little bit more intimidating of an environment to be in for Oregon going into number 1 than it was for a conference rival.
What did Mississippi State go in the SEC? I got the record.
9-15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma went 20-4, a 51-win team.
Yeah.
And there have been other upsets already. Duke beat Arkansas.
Yeah, with
team
Duke,
out of the SEC.
talk about Duke,
3-2, right? Texas Tech just got past Florida. There were no blowouts. Tennessee 2-0 over Georgia. Oklahoma State and Nebraska. Nebraska wins that one 3-0. And there's still Arizona State, Texas, UCF, UCLA, and LSU, Alabama in the super regionals for softball.
I know this is an unpopular thing to say on the show because this is an anti-SEC show. I know that.
No, it's more for Justin than me. I could take it or leave it.
How about the fact that 3 of the super regionals are SEC versus SEC, and I think 7 of the 16 left are in the SEC. Can we give our flowers? Can we give our flowers to the SEC, or are we just saying no?
No, I mean, I think they are very strong. I think in softball.
Are you conceding this?
Yeah, I can concede this.
See the point?
And I could concede it if you wanted to make that argument in baseball too. The one that really irritates me is when they try to say it's football.
I know. I thought when you had the Mississippi State went 9-15.
Yeah.
And Justin, who hates when SEC teams with bad records get in. I was waiting for you to ask her, at 9-15 in the SEC, do you think you even belong in this tournament?
No, but I kind of
didn't.
So I kind of asked that question, saying, "Did you run the gauntlet
Yeah.
through the SEC, and how did that get you to this point?" And it did. And look at them. You know, they just beat the number one team in the country.
I wanted Justin to be like, "There's an SEC bias. You're
You're
9-15. You don't belong in this thing."
Honestly, you're right. I need to have my money where my mouth is.
You need to
and
have some
actually
backbone, is
directly
what
confront
Goose is
these
saying?
coaches.
Okay.
Maybe she won't come on next week now if she hears
Oh,
this.
she's going to be fine as long as it shows up. All right, so NBA, the Spurs Thunder series is even now, and is there a clear coaching candidate that's rising above the fray for the Portland Trailblazers? You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Sure.
Okay. When we come back, big bets as well coming up here on the Danny and Justin and Goose radio program for a Friday.
It's the Danny and Justin radio program with Goose in studio live on a Friday.
Goose is loose.
Big bets coming up last segment. We're going to talk some NBA here in this segment. But first of all, I want to give a big shout out to our front office worker, Laura.
The office manager, the person who
She
makes
runs
sure
it all.
She does. She is the godmother of us.
And the reason why is we had some technical difficulties yesterday with our podcast. And I know that she wanted to listen to it. And I wanted to give her due again today.
Because we gave her a big
love
shout
Laura.
out.
We gave her a big shout out yesterday.
Absolutely.
I know she wanted to listen to that. So I wanted to give her another big shout out today. So shout out to Laura. We love Laura. She does a great job. She's the glue that makes it all happen here at Fox Sports Eugene, Fox Sports Newport. So
Yep. She
just
makes sure
wanted to
I
get
get
that in
paid,
there.
by the way.
Yeah.
Whenever I get paid, she makes sure I get paid. So thanks, Laura.
Hey, update.
Yeah, what?
UCLA Purdue is scheduled to start at 6 o'clock Central Time. So then after that, they're going to have the Nebraska-Michigan. That is now slated to start at 10 o'clock
There's no way they're
time.
playing the Oregon game then.
No, that's what they're saying. The Oregon game is tomorrow either way. But
So Oregon's the only one that gets screwed in this.
But imagine if you're a Nebraska fan and you've got a home game you're all excited to go watch, and now it's going to be a 10 o'clock local time start. Are you still going out and doing that?
Yes.
And I
You
saw.
know why? You know why? Because you live in Nebraska. There's nothing else to do.
Okay. And
Have you been to Nebraska?
I've driven through it.
I have been to Nebraska. Okay, go
there's
ahead.
a tweet that says 4 of the last 5 Big Ten baseball tournaments have had weather delays. So maybe we move it if we get 4 out of 5. That's a pretty large sample size to know that we can't shove 12 teams into 3 playing windows and there's going to be a rain delay every time.
You have the
So
West
I
Coast now. Go to the West
Hey,
Coast.
we got Las Vegas, we got L.A., we got Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. So really, the only team that gets screwed in this whole thing is Oregon and Washington.
Yeah.
Because now they're going to have to play 2 games in one day.
Well-
no, because you're playing tonight if you're the other teams, and this is still weather permitting. There might be more delays. They could cancel the last game as well. I'm sure there's a drop dead time that they have. But now Oregon, Washington, whoever wins that game is going to have to play 2 games in one day. They are the only ones getting hosed.
I'm correct. I would say, though, didn't Oregon last week have to switch their starters because they went a day early? So now maybe you can start somebody tomorrow that you couldn't have started today?
No.
I'm not
So
sure.
so it was already scheduled. You're correct. The UCLA series, no, the USC series
was a Thursday.
was a
Thursday,
Thursday,
Friday,
but
Saturday.
that was already planned because they had the Big Ten tournament coming up.
Okay.
That was already planned for everybody in the Big Ten. The one that got jacked around was when they went to Michigan. That's the only one that got jacked around because of weather. We anticipate there's weather. It was really coincidental that there was the Final Four and Michigan was in the Final Four, blah, blah, blah. But whatever.
Well, and then also when was the GCU series supposed to be? Was that earlier
Midweek.
in the
Tuesday,
Monday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
earlier
for
than that
this
week.
last week though, before the USC series, right?
Right.
Right.
So
that
it was the
also-
week before that.
Was it
though.
the week before that?
Yeah, it was the
Okay.
week before
Okay.
that. So, yeah, that whole thing went bye-bye. So, Thunder and Spurs. We're going to have this in Big Bets. By the way, if you want to get on the last part of the program, we're going to do this. This is going to be a quick segment, and then you can get ready on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 343-5673. Play against us, Coquel Casino and Resort, if you have the best score as a listener versus what we do as the host, you win a 2-night stay with $100 on your player's card. You've got to be 21 or over. You have not won in the last segment, then you're eligible, and you get eligible for the big prize. I don't know what the big prize is. I'm sure it's going to be like, a ticker tape parade or something down in Charleston at the Bay.
I would take that, yeah.
So it's Danny, it's Steve, it's Justin. Thanks for tuning in. So let's talk a little NBA Finals that are going to be coming up. But we've got the conference championships going on right now. Cavs and the Knicks. And New York. What is going on with New York right now? Man, they're up 2-0, the number 3 seed. And they play, again, is it tonight or tomorrow? Is it tonight? Tomorrow.
Tonight's Spurs.
Okay.
Tomorrow night's Knicks.
Thunder Spurs are tied up at 1, and which is interesting because we've got Hawk and Vegas.
I know.
Who are on opposite sides. I mean, what chance would we have that they are going to be on polar opposites?
I think just as much chance that you and I are both Packers and Cubs fans.
Probably. So the Thunder come back, win a big game. They even up the series against the Spurs. There's some injury situations going on. I think there's, and again, we're going to talk about this. I know, Justin. I know. I can see you gesticulating. You're out of your mind right now to want to talk about this game. There's injuries on the Spurs side that really will impact this as the series moves to San Antonio. The forum is yours.
All right. Well, what I was going to say is what's interesting is the fact that Oklahoma City, for the first time in 33 playoff games, is an underdog in this game. They're a 1.5-point underdog. That's pretty interesting because of what you just talked about. They have multiple guys. Ron Harper Jr.
San Antonio.
We don't know if Ron Harper Jr. is going to play in this game. De'Aaron Fox did not play the first 2 games of the series.
Dylan Harper.
Ron
Harper Jr.
No, you said Ron Harper. I love that you're going back to the old Blazer guy.
But the Thunder might not have Jalen Williams.
That is correct.
He has a hamstring injury, so
but
I don't think he's playing tonight.
What we've learned about the Thunder is that we thought that Jalen Williams was kind of irreplaceable. I don't know if he actually is. I don't think that their overall identity changes when he's out. They just have
Are we getting a little preview of what you're going to pick in big bets?
I don't know. I mean, I still am a little bit on the fence with it. It's gonna be a close game, and I do think that it really could come down to who's playing in it.
Is this must-see TV now for the NBA?
Anytime Wemby's playing, it's must-see TV for me because that dude's unbelievable to watch.
He is. No, he's an anomaly.
The Thunder are great, but I don't like watching them because there's a lot of flopping and fouling. But if Wemby's on, I'm watching.
100%
so are you on the SGA train? We had this conversation earlier this week about how SGA gets calls because he is like the next fate. He does?
Oh, absolutely.
In your opinion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's my opinion. I think it's the world's opinion.
I'm asking your opinion, though.
Yeah, he does.
Think he does.
And they're just kind of a boring team. They're not. I don't need to watch a Thunder game, but I need to watch a Wemby game.
Tell me 2 other players. No, so you could.
I could, yeah.
Tell me 2 or 3 other players on the Thunder right now. Besides SGA.
Well, I can give you Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams because they have 2 Jalen Williamses.
Okay, that's too easy.
I can give you a Lou Dort. I can give you Flo Hartenstein's son.
That's fine.
Isaiah Hartenstein, son of former Duck Flo Hartenstein.
All right,
I can give you Alex Caruso. I can give you A.J. Mitchell.
All right,
I can give you Chet Holmgren. You challenged me. I'm giving them to you.
Fine. All I asked for was a couple of more.
Yeah, but I gave them all to you.
Spurs?
On the Spurs?
Yeah.
Ron Harper, Dylan Harper, Victor Wembanyama, Carter Bryant. I love Key Johnson, the 6th man of the year, Keldon Johnson.
Okay, these are all the West teams. What about Cleveland?
James Harden and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen and Sam Merrill.
Okay, New York Knicks. I'm just gonna go
Josh Hart. And yeah, this is getting to be bad radio.
Guys, no, it's not. No, it's actually, you know what it's showing, it's demonstrating is that you are much more into the NBA than I am.
Yeah, I can name the starters for everybody, sure.
Okay. And I know you can. You play them all on your video game.
600 hours on NBA 2K26. So.
All right, so do the Spurs defend the home floor tonight?
Well, what are you going to give away big bets?
Okay, stop. I was trying to go to into it. I wanted him to jump in right in. The Danny and Justin radio program along with Goose here on Fox Sports Eugene, Fox Sports Newport, live from the Bigfoot Beverages studio. All right, let's move it to the other one. Let's Cavaliers and Knicks. And New York, man alive. I although they are the number 3 seed, I think as a whole that the pundits would have not put New York in this position. And they have dominated. They were down 22 points in one game. They come back and win it in overtime. And they kind of wobbled a little bit in game 2, and they come back and what did they win by? 18? What was it?
Last game?
Last game.
Yeah, it was I don't remember what it was.
It was 16. I think it was 109-93.
Okay. So, I mean, so where does this team come from?
I don't know.
All of
It's
a sudden?
interesting. People kind of forget, besides the fact that Tyrese Haliburton had an amazing run in the conference finals last year, the Knicks were probably going to get there. I mean, he hit not a game-winning shot. They thought it was, but a game-tying shot that totally changed that series. So I don't know. They've been,
and believe me, Adam Silver loves that New York is relevant because this is a huge.
You think
TV
he'd rather
market.
have New York than Cleveland in the finals?
Yeah, no kidding.
So I think that they're just a complete team. They have the city rallying around them. Jalen Brunson is a guy that, in the early part of the career, I don't think anybody thought he would be this guy, but he's just been massive for them. So I don't know. I think that they're gonna have a tough time against whoever comes out of the West if they get there. But they're definitely a great team, and I think why New York is excited about them.
And they've made big trades. They acquired Bridges, they acquired Anunoby, and they've traded some pieces to get it. So I think, if you look at it, you got Brunson, you got Anunoby, you've got
Towns,
another trade. They've made 3 big trades to bring in players. So kudos to them for going out and making some risky trades, and all of them have paid up. Now, they gave up all their future draft picks to get Bridges, who kind of stunk in the regular season, but now he's been great.
But
so
listen, if you win a crown,
flags fly forever, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what Cubs fans say from 2016, right? Flags fly forever.
Do you really want me to kick you right now?
No, that's true.
Okay,
flags fly forever.
Okay, all right.
I say it about 2015 in the Royals. So
Attaboy. All right, so is Jeff Van Gundy going to be the next head coach of the Blazers?
I highly doubt it. He hasn't coached since 2007.
Why was that name all of a sudden put out there? Like he would be the guy that would take like the least amount of money to make himself relevant again?
Well, that's what I think is interesting.
That's where
the names
that
are being listed for the most part. Some of these names, at least, there's a couple of guys that have been named.
Lay them out
under the radar. But
of course, Thiago Splitter's got to be considered still.
Yep.
Okay.
Micah Nori, and then they mentioned 2 under the radar candidates who are Mike Williams, who's an assistant for Utah, and Tyler Lashbrook, who's an assistant for Boston. I think there's a little bit more of a connection to Mike Williams, who was an intern for the Blazers development team. I think that was in 2018. So he's a guy that has been known as like an offensive strategist, which I think is interesting.
So you know who's not on that list?
Good thing he wasn't an intern this week, or he would have been fired.
No. That's very true. So these do seem like those 2 candidates are sort of the under-the-radar assistant kind of guys who maybe you'd underpay those guys. But the other one that's been mentioned is Jerry Stackhouse, former player Jerry Stackhouse.
Who went like 3-28 in his last year at Vanderbilt.
Correct.
But suddenly is going to be great in the NBA.
So the name that's not on this list that's being floated out, and believe me, there's somebody within the Blazers organization that's helping feed this. Goose, you know this. There are people inside the organization that are going to float names out and kind of see how the public, although I don't think Tom Dundon is caring about who is on that list. I think he could care less who's on the list.
Well,
but the name that wasn't on the list that kind of surprised me because it was floated out even as early as this week, the beginning of this week, was Terry Stotts making his triumphant return because of his relationship with Damian Lillard. And Dame loves Terry Stotts.
He does. Thiago, by the way, was also mentioned is still in the running. I guess he was out of the running for a little bit, then he's now back in it. So I'm not sure about that.
I think he gets due consideration. He did a great job.
He's a
this year.
candidate for other head coaching jobs.
Good for Bulls.
The Bulls, yeah.
I think the Van Gundy thing might be thrown out as, hey, let's interview him so that people think we're not cheap, because Van Gundy wouldn't do it for less than $8 million. So I think you bring him and interview him and say, hey, we're not going to hire him, but at least it looks like we weren't just doing all these lowball guys, like you mentioned.
Whoa. You think Van Gundy is not going to take it? He's got enough money in his pie. He could go right back to TV.
I don't think he'd take it for $1 million.
Not for $1 million, but he'd take it less than scale. He would take it a little bit less than scale, because then now he inserts himself back into relevancy in the whole NBA thing. I mean, listen, he only had one good season as a head coach in the NBA.
And he hasn't been in it for 12 years.
So this could be his way he could redeem himself, right?
Or maybe for him, he knows he's not going to get paid enough, but just getting his name out there as an interview suddenly gets his name in maybe Orlando and Chicago. Hey, wait a minute, Van Gundy's interested again. Maybe we'll call him.
If you're a Blazer fan, do you want them to get Jeff Van Gundy? Not because of who Jeff Van Gundy is as a person,
question.
but because then you're almost like Tom Dundon's kind of getting his way, right? In terms of he's getting the guy to
Depending on what he's going to pay him.
Right, depending on what he's paying him. If he gets that guy, that kind of guy underpaid, is that not like kind of?
He gets a name, but he gets it at a bargain price.
I don't think Van Gundy's coming for bargain. Van Gundy seems to be like a guy who's got a pretty good
agent
ego.
right now?
No, I'm just telling you, that dude seems like he's got an ego. I don't think he's doing it for $1 million.
I kind of lean toward Goose.
No, I think Van Gundy. I'm not disagreeing with him. I would just say listen, for all these guys, and you've been around a lot of athletes and former coaches, there is an ego element to this. Oh, yeah. That it's like, you know what, I'll take a little bit less because everybody counted me out and didn't think I could do this, and I'm going to go prove them wrong.
Yeah. Or he's just saying, look, I've been under the radar. Nobody's talking about me. If I go interview, it's kind of a, hey, for
leverage.
Portland, hey, we'll interview
for leverage.
Just so it looks like we're doing good. And Jeff's like, hey, great, I'll do it just so it looks like I'm coming back. So maybe both of them are kind of using each other.
So who do you got on the inside track? Who do you think, Baby J? Next Portland head coach. Just throw it out there.
Come on. I still lean Tiago.
I'll say Terry Stotts.
I would love that. And you know what? Between those two, I'm going to take the field. I don't think it's going to be either of them.
That's probably fair.
How about that?
Jason Kidd. Give me Jason Kidd.
No. God. All right, big bets next. Get on the Oregon Man Clinic hotline right now if you want to. 343-5673. We pick our games. You get to pick against us. It's next on the Danny and Justin and Goose radio program.
These guys think they know sports.
You think you're better than me?
The winners, the losers. Let's put their knowledge to the test.
Prove it.
It's time for Big Bets, presented by Coquel Casino Resort.
All right, there's a tie at the top with the hosts. Baby J has caught Goose. They're both 16 and 14. How does that make you feel there, Steve-O?
Not so good, because I remember when he caught me at the last second a couple of turns ago, so I don't like him catching me earlier.
Right at the end, he caught you.
I know.
Okay. And
when does this one end? Do we know?
No, I have no clue, dude.
Okay.
So I'm 3 games behind. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not picking games anymore, by the way. It's just you two the rest of the way. No, I'm not picking games anymore. Every time I pick games, I go 1-4. So I'm not doing it.
Pick better games instead of quitting.
Well, I'm not going to quit because I'm going to pick games again this week with you on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 343-5673. Go ahead and get lined up. We will get to you right after we're done with our picks. Here's how it works. We will pick the games. You pick against us. If a listener has a better record than one of the hosts, then you win a 2-night stay with $100 on your player's card. Got to be 21 or over. You can't use the $100 for sports betting, but you can use it for anything else at Coquel Casino and Resort. And you also get yourself in the drawing for a big prize at the end, which is going to probably be around 4th of July, somewhere around there. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit after that. We'll figure out something for you guys. All right? And guys, here we go. So, Baby J, you won last week, so you get to start.
All right.
You picked the games this week.
Yes, okay? I did.
And Laura's already got her bets in, so here we go. San Antonio, Oklahoma City. We've been teasing this after this last segment. Who are you going to take? Game 3.
I think San Antonio loses this one because Oklahoma City is disrespected by not being a favorite in this one.
I got to change this now. I just wrote down San Antonio.
I think that OKC is going to win this one. I don't necessarily think they'll win the series, but I think they have this game.
All right, Goose.
I think this is where I go back ahead of Justin. Give me the Spurs.
All right.
This is tough for me because I'm trailing both of you. Laura takes the Thunder. I just think San Antonio's too banged up right now. I'm going to go OKC. So, there we go. New York and Cleveland. Laura is taking the Cavs. Goose, you start.
Cleveland, this is for you.
All right, LeBron.
Cleveland rocks. I'm going to go New York. I think they go up 3-0. Baby J.
The Cleveland Rocks is what I thought they should have renamed the Cleveland Indians, by the way. I'm going to go with the Knicks in this game. I think they go up 3-0. I think they put their foot on the throat of the Cavs and win this one.
All right, so we go to Major League Baseball somewhat, and you'll understand that when I say the second game. Last 3 games, and we got the tiebreaker is going to be the last game. So Tampa Bay is at the Yankees, and I will start with this game, and I will go New York.
This is Garrett Cole's season debut, his first game of the year.
2024 is the last time we saw him.
He's not going to go more than 3 innings or something.
Really?
And so give me the Tampa Bays.
The Tampa
Bays.
Bays.
The Fighting Tampa Bays.
Laura is taking the Rays as well. Baby J, what say you?
Yeah, I say Garrett Cole has some rust that he needs to shake off. Doesn't have a good start, so I'll take the Rays in this one as well.
So the only thing that's saving me right now, I think, is Yankee Stadium is huge. So I think he's going to throw up a lot of fly balls, and it's going to stay in the park. That's the only thing I'm going to say. All right. San Diego and a barely still Major League franchise, the surprising Sacramento A's.
They're over 500.
That's why I said surprising. Yeah. So Laura's taking San Diego. Goose, we'll start with you.
It's like Jeffrey Springs against Walker Buehler. So just kill me with that one there. But I have family. I used to live in Sacramento for a few years of my youth, so give me my Sacramento A's.
I'm going with the A's as well. Baby J?
All right, well, that makes it easy for me. I'll go for the Padres.
You're with Laura there. Okay, last game. This is total runs. The over-under is 8.5 on total runs. So I want the winner between Milwaukee and L.A. It's in L.A. I know where I'm going because I'm going to start it. I am going Dodgers, and I am going 12 runs.
I'm going Dodgers, and I'm going 4 runs.
Dude, you just boo entertainment almost every single time. All right.
It's a team of no names, according to Pat Murphy, versus a team of all names.
I know,
the
you
Los
hate
Angeles Dodgers and their stars. I think the no names get it done. I think the Brewers win this first one. They lose the series though, so I think the Dodgers will win the next two.
What's total
runs? I'll go with a bit of a barn burner. I'll go with 16.
Wow. All right, Laura's got L.A. and 7 runs. All right, over to the Oregon Man Clinics hotline if you want to hop on at 343-5673. We've got our picks in. You can hop on as well. 343-5673. We've got a couple of NBA games. The rest of it is going to be Major League Baseball and a Memorial Day weekend. You guys got big. I know you're a bachelor.
I'm a bachelor.
Baby J is going to stay in town.
No, I'm going to go out to the coast potentially. Actually,
really? You're going to go dip your toe in the water?
I think I might go potentially camping out there, which I'm not even sure is a good idea, to be honest with you.
Okay, when was
I'm being
the last
talked into this.
Okay, when was the last time you camped?
When I was in Alaska a couple years ago.
Oh, just not very long ago?
No, not super long ago. I'm an Alaskan, man. You got to understand. I can go out there.
I am not a camper. I'm a glamper. I'm a glamper. I need it to be glamping. I can't go camping.
All right. Head out over the Oregon Man Clinics. Who?
Leif.
Leif?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for calling in, man. Are you ready to go?
You bet.
All right. San Antonio, OKC.
OKC.
New York, Cleveland.
New York.
Tampa Bay, Yankees.
Yankees.
San Diego, Sacramento.
San Diego.
I was going to say I didn't even finish that sentence. Milwaukee. And,
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
And
over under. Let's go 7.
No, we already have 7. That's Laura's got 7. So you got to go 8 or 6 or.
We'll go 8.
8. All right, buddy. Thanks for listening, man. Thanks for calling in. I haven't heard you from him in a little while. Hope everything's well.
Right.
Have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Thank
yep.
you.
There he goes. All right, it's Leif. Which means the phone lines open up. We got time for like 3 or 4 more calls if you guys want to get in.
We did good today.
343-5673. Huh?
We did good today.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we got right
we
to it.
We did well, I should say. My mom, and she is probably listening, she would correct my grammar there.
I didn't want to. I could have. So I'm going up to Molalla this weekend. We've got some friends that have a nice house that's right off the river. They've cleared out. I've helped clear out this camping site. I'm not camping, though. I'm staying in the house.
Good for you.
And my daughter possibly will be bringing home a new feline.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you to get another cat.
You know what? Listen, if there's something I could throw at you that wouldn't get me in trouble with HR right now, I'd do it.
Any names on the docket?
Oh.
Don't go there. It's an orange tabby,
Garfield?
so I have no idea. Orange tabby. Here's Brad on the phone. Brad!
Hey, guys.
Who's the next Blazer coach, Brad? You want Van Gundy?
Yeah, I want to ask you. Want Van Gundy, Brad?
Oh, my God. No, I do not want Van Gundy. That rumor's enough to make me quit the damn Blazers.
So who is it, though? Tell me.
I mean, of the 3 that I just saw, I know nothing about the third guy, but, I mean, I'd go with Thiago. Honestly, I'd run it back with Splitter over Van Gundy.
I'm actually with you there. I think Thiago did enough to at least get himself a 2-year contract. and see what
He
happens.
certainly had the locker room, man, and he pulled that team together through some really topsy-turvy season.
Man, make a trade. You get Dame back. Let's see what you can do with that. Let's see how you can run it back. Right?
Absolutely. And hey, I'm coming in completely blind. I didn't even write the games down.
That's right. I got you,
out of
bud.
the meeting and turned on the radio, and here we are. So.
All right, San Antonio, OKC. It's in San Antonio.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be OKC tonight.
Okay. Knicks, Cleveland.
That's tomorrow in Cleveland. Cleveland. They're going to get one.
Okay. Now we go to Major League Baseball, Tampa Bay Yankees.
Where is it at?
Garrett Cole, I think it's in New York.
In New York, yeah.
Yep.
Yankees.
See? He's with me when it comes to the ballpark. San Diego and the A's.
And that's where...
That's
San
it.
Diego. The A's don't even exist to me.
It's in Sacramento, by the way. Milwaukee and L.A., and that's the total over-under in terms of runs scored. So give me the winner, and the line is 8.5.
And it's in L.A.?
It's in L.A.
No, it's
in Milwaukee.
LA.
Okay, sorry. It's in Milwaukee. I was being corrected.
In Milwaukee.
Okay.
I'm still going to go L.A.
Okay.
And I don't know. Does anyone have 7?
Yes. And somebody also has 8. There's 12, 16, 4. Guess who that was? 7 and 8.
Let's do, just call it 6.
Okay. Attaboy. Brad, always love you, man. Thanks for participating.
Hey, you want a dad joke?
Always.
You want to do a dad joke?
Always.
Yeah, do it.
I do.
Yeah, bring it.
What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhino?
No, I know the answer to this, buddy. You and I are in the same. I know.
I have no idea.
Go ahead. Lay it on us.
Elephino.
Love you, Brad.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah, you too. I love Brad.
That was awesome.
Elefino. I knew that.
I get it now. Oh, I'm sure you did. You know every dad joke. That's why it's
No,
your
I don't
jam.
know everyone, but you know what I love is the submissions I get via text and on the Twitter and everything else with dad jokes.
You want to know what I think?
Yeah.
I think we have a lack of sports dad jokes.
We need a sports dad joke?
They're typically not sports related. I think we're a sports show. I'd love to hear some
Okay.
sports dad jokes.
All right. Well, let me work on it. Jeez, you threw the challenge out. That's pretty quick. We got time for one more call if you get in the next 30 seconds at 343-5673 on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline. Where's Chris? Where's your buddy
Where are all the
Chris?
Steves? Where are all the Steves?
And where are all the Steves at? I think the other Steve was kind of depressed again. He went 1-4
Didn't he go
last
0-5?
weekend.
I thought
No,
one of them
0-5.
went 0-5.
Sorry, he went 0-5.
Yeah.
So I don't want to bring that up.
Well, hey.
Really, dude? You threw him
You're
right out there
gonna-
on Broadway.
Well, you play the game, you deal with the results, you know? You
All
gotta,
right, we got time for one more call, so I got you in about 15 seconds. If you want to hop on at 343-5673, you can jump in and play with us on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline for big bets. Coquel Casino Resort, dude, 2-night stay, $100 on the old players card.
I'd take it.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done. What a show! What a week!
Oh, a joke!
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
Dad jokes!
It's not sports. Sorry.
I figured.
You know,
I'll wait for
put
next
You
week.
put the pressure on me. I will have one for next week. What kind of car does an egg drive? What kind of car does an egg drive? Think
It's
about
gonna
this
be a
real quick.
something mobile. I just know.
I know what gas station they drive to, Shell.
Very good.
But I don't know what the car they're taking to Shell is.
It's a Yolkswagen.
All right. A
A
Yolkswagen.
Wagon. All right.
It
Thanks.
was
to
a good
Leif.
yoke.
I like it.
Jesus.
Everybody's got puns today. Even Brad. Everybody's got a pun out here today.
All right, so we ended the show on a punny way. So everyone have a great Memorial weekend. Remember those, the ancestors. Honor them. If they weren't here, you weren't here. For Goose, for Baby J, I'm Doc. God bless. Be well. Put a smile on your face. Someone else's. They deserve it. So do you. Peace.